hour with the news-making headlines around the world. His Highness the Emir leaves Kuwait for the Moroccan Kingdom on a private visit. The National Assembly holds a complementary session to continue discussing vital issues. His Highness the Prime Minister and his Albanian counterpart sign a number of cooperation agreements and memoranda of understanding. And Israeli security forces destroyed the East Jerusalem home of a Palestinian who carried out a suicide car attack in October. In our first item, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, accompanied by the Deputy Chief of the National Guard Sheikh Mishal Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, left Kuwait this morning heading for the Moroccan Kingdom on a private visit. His Highness the Emir was seen off at the airport by His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, the National Assembly Speaker Marzouk Ali Al-Ghanim, His Highness Sheikh Nasser Al-Mohammed Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, His Highness Sheikh Jabal Al-Mubarak Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, Deputy Minister of the Emiri Diwan Affairs Sheikh Ali Jarrah Al-Sabah, and a host of ministers. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of condolences to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, on the passing away of Her Royal Highness Princess Muna bint Saud bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of condolences to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, on the passing away of Her Royal Highness Princess Muna bint Saud bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. And His Highness Sheikh Jabal Al-Mubarak Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Highness the Prince of Monaco, Albert II, on the occasion of his country's National Day. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Highness the Prince of Monaco, Albert II, on the occasion of his country's National Day. And His Highness Sheikh Jabal Al-Mubarak Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received at Bayan Palace this morning His Highness Sheikh Jabal Al-Mubarak Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, along with the Prime Minister of Albania, Edi Rama, and his accompanying official delegation currently visiting the country. The meeting was attended by the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Deputy Minister of the Emiri Diwan Affairs Sheikh Ali Jarrah Al-Sabah, Head of the accompanying Mission of Honor and Minister of State for Housing Affairs Yasser Hassan Abul, Head of His Highness the Crown Prince's Diwan Sheikh Mubarak Al-Faisal Al-Saud Al-Sabah, and the Diwan's Undersecretary for Protocol and Ceremonies Affairs Sheikh Mubarak Sabah Al-Salim Lahmoud Al-Sabah. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received at Bayan Palace this morning the Deputy Premier and Minister of Interior Sheikh Mohammed Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Sabah. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince also received the Minister of Information and Minister of State for Youth Affairs Sheikh Salman Sabah Al-Salim Lahmoud Al-Sabah. The National Assembly agreed to extend the mandate of its probe committee on the deposits case for another 3 months in order to finish a relevant final report. The decision was made during a complementary session held to discuss a host of local issues, including the deposits case. After reviewing the 6 reports submitted by the Financial and Economic Affairs Committee on increasing the capital of a number of corporations and funds, the Parliament referred them back to the committee for further studying. Meanwhile, the National Assembly approved the formation of an inquiry committee to investigate the violations in the distribution of agricultural holdings in Al Wafra area for 3 months. The Parliament also ratified the draft law on amending the second and fourth clauses of Law number 36 of 1982 regarding firefighters. And finally, the National Assembly excluded the report submitted by the Women and Family Affairs Committee regarding proposals on laws of child protection and rights and referred it back to the committee. The National Assembly Speaker Marzouk Ali Al-Ghanem received at his office today the Prime Minister of Albania, Edi Rama, and his accompanying official delegation currently visiting the country. Both sides discussed bilateral relations and means of boosting them in all fields. The meeting was attended by MPs Saad Al-Khanfour, Mohammed Tan Al-Anizi, and Madi Al-Hajri, the Minister of State for Housing Affairs, Yasser Abul, and the Ambassador of Kuwait to Albania, Najib Al-Badr. The National Assembly Speaker Marzouk Ali Al-Ghanem received at his office today Chairman of the Arab-German Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Dr. Peter Ramassour, and his accompanying delegation on the occasion of his visit to the country. The officials tackled activities of the Chamber and ways of strengthening commercial ties to increase investment opportunities among businessmen in Kuwait and Germany. The meeting was attended by Head of the Financial and Economic Affairs Committee, MP Faisal Al-Shaya, Member of the Financial and Economic Committee, MP Ahmed Sleiman Al-Qadibi, and Head of the Committee responsible for determining and arranging priorities, Dr. Yusuf Al-Zalzala. His Highness Sheikh Jabir Al-Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Subah, the Prime Minister, received at Bayan Palace today the Prime Minister of Albania, Edi Rama, on the occasion of his 2-day official visit to the country, which came at the invitation of His Highness Sheikh Jabir Al-Mbarak. A formal reception ceremony was held in honor of the visiting Premier, during which the national anthem of both countries were performed. The reception was attended by the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister, Sheikh Subah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Subah, Head of the accompanying Mission of Honor and Minister of State for Housing Affairs, Yasser Hassan Abul, Sheikh's ministers, top commanders of the Army, the Police and the National Guard, senior state officials, and the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps in Kuwait. His Highness Sheikh Jaber Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Subah, the Prime Minister, held official talks with his Albanian counterpart Edi Rama at Bayan Palace today. Both officials discussed the deep relations linking both countries and ways of consolidating mutual cooperation in various domains, as well as tackling the latest regional and international issues of common concern. On the Kuwaiti side, the meeting was attended by the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister Sheikh Subah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Subah, the Minister of State for Cabinet Affairs Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah Al-Mbarak Al-Subah, the Minister of Finance Anas Khalid Al-Saleh, Head of the accompanying Mission of Honor and Minister of State for Housing Affairs Yasser Hassan Abul, the Foreign Undersecretary Ambassador Khalid Sliman Al-Jarallah, the Undersecretary of His Highness the Premier's Diwan Sheikh Atimad Khalid Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Subah, a host of senior officials at His Highness the Premier's Diwan and the Foreign Ministry, as well as the Ambassador of Kuwait to Albania, Najib Al-Badr. And on the Albanian side, the meeting was attended by members of the official delegation accompanying the Albanian Premier. Following the talks, the Prime Ministers of both countries signed a number of cooperation agreements and memoranda of understanding pertinent to mutual visa exemption, environment protection, sustainable development, public health, medical sciences, and export development. His Highness the Prime Minister then hosted a luncheon in honor of the visiting Albanian Premier Edi Rama and his accompanying delegation. His Highness Sheikh Jabir Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Subah, the Prime Minister, received at Bayan Palace today the head of the Kuwait Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ali Mohammed Nayan Al-Ghanim, along with Chairman of the Arab-German Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Dr. Peter Ramswar, and his accompanying delegation on the occasion of his visit to the country. The meeting was attended by the Assistant Under-Secretary for Local Affairs at His Highness the Prime Minister's Diwan, Sheikh Khalid Mohammed Al-Khalid Al-Subah. The 39th edition of the Kuwait International Book Fair started its activities, which will last for 10 days at the International Fairground in Mishrif area. Many writers, poets, thinkers and publishing houses are participating in the event that will witness many and varied cultural evenings and discussion panels on the sidelines of the book fair. Hiba Abdurrahman was there and has this report.
Under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Jabir Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Subah, the Prime Minister, who was represented by Minister of Information and Minister of State for Youth Affairs, Sheikh Salman Subah Salim Al-Mahmoud Al-Subah, the 39th Kuwait International Book Fair started its activities with huge local and international participation. The fair represents Kuwait's cultural role as it's an important gathering for many writers, publishers and officials to come together.
His Highness Sheikh Jabir Mbarak Al-Hamad, Prime Minister of Kuwait, in opening the 39 edition book fair, International Book Fair here in Kuwait. I'd like to welcome all exhibitors and countries, friendly countries who exhibit their publications in Kuwait. And at the same time, I'd like to thank all the guests who are participating. I'd like to highlight that there is a lot of cultural activities going within this important fair. Again, thank you very much KTV2 for covering and participating. It's a very important cultural event. What we are noticing now here in Kuwait, the government with directives of Highnesses the Amir and His Highness the Prime Minister, Crown Prince and His Highness the Prime Minister are supporting highly all the cultural events in our beloved country.
We are pioneers in the book fair in Kuwait. I think it's been more than 30 years here to participate. It's one of the best days for us. We're very proud to have more than 50 titles, Arabic, and it's between novels, poetry and some history books. If you have a look, but it's all in Arabic because we're Arabic, specified Arabic store.
The fair provides real opportunities to publishers to communicate directly with readers. Publishing houses are keen on participating in Kuwait's book fairs due to their importance. The management of the book fair is keen on targeting a large number of publishing houses that provide diversified publications to the readers. About 28 countries, including 519 publishing houses, are participating in the event. A large number of books written in Arabic and other foreign languages are present at the book fair. Also, there are workshops designed for reading in English language and programs for children. This comes as writers, thinkers and poets are participating with literary works at cultural meetings that coincide with the book fair.
The International Book Fair in its 39th edition, which extends for 10 days, witnessed huge participation from many different local, regional and international institutions and organizations, as well as the diplomatic missions here in Kuwait. From the International Fairground here in Mishrif area, I am Hiba Abdurrahman reporting for English News.
The Prime Minister of Albania, Edi Rama, received today at his Bayan Palace residence the Director General of Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development, Abdul Wahab Ahmed Al-Badr. The visiting Albanian Premier also received the First Deputy Chairman of Kuwait Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Khalid Abdullah Sagar, and a host of chamber members. Israeli forces demolished the East Jerusalem home of a Palestinian involved in a deadly attack on a Jerusalem train stop. The demolition came a day after 5 people were killed when 2 Palestinians attacked a synagogue in Jerusalem. Our correspondent Fatma Abdi Karim has the story from Ramallah.
Implementing Netanyahu's orders, the Israeli forces demolished late on Tuesday night the house of late martyr Abdurrahman al-Shaloudi's family in Silwan, eastern Jerusalem. Abdurrahman al-Shaloudi was accused of running over a group of settlers in a train station in Sheikh Jarrah in eastern Jerusalem last October, where he was shot dead by Israeli occupation soldiers.
After midnight, the soldiers attacked us. I opened the door. They ordered us to leave immediately to a nearby tent with our children, all night until the explosion happened. When we went back, all our houses were destroyed.
The Israeli forces broke into the 6-story apartment building, forcing out the families living in the building, including their elderly, women and children, to leave their houses temporarily, while the demolition of Shaloudi's house on the 6th floor was taking place. The families not related to al-Shaloudis were all forced to wait all night in a nearby tent.
We started out all night until 4 a.m. Then we heard a large explosion that was not expected. Everybody was affected. They gave us a notification only last Monday.
In addition to the house demolition, the Israeli forces sabotaged neighboring houses while searching them and provoking their residents in the middle of the night. It is the Israeli government's policy to pursue and carry on with collective punishment, even in cases like this, where the family is forced to be left homeless after killing its son, as if killing him was not enough. Fatma Abdi Karim, Kuwait TV, Ramallah, Palestine.
Moving to Iraq, where a suicide bomber detonated his car outside the governor's compound in the capital of Iraq's Kurdish region, killing at least 5 people in the first major attack in the area since fighters halted an Islamic State offensive. According to initial reports in local Kurdish media, the blast took place near the city's historic citadel and left at least 22 people wounded. No one immediately claimed responsibility for the bombing, which sparked concerns of a sustained campaign of violence. While Iraqi Kurdish forces known as Peshmerga have been at the forefront of the fight against the Islamic State, most recently deploying in the besieged Syrian city of Kobani, Erbil has been spared the worst of the conflict. The Australian Embassy in Kuwait recently held a reception at the residence of the Australian Ambassador to Kuwait, His Excellency Robert Tyson. A number of Kuwaiti students who graduated from universities across Australia attended the event, in addition to academics and distinguished guests. Our reporter Renwa Jabouri was there with the following report.
Australia is a vast continent with a multicultural, vibrant society. The city of Sydney and Melbourne, in fact, are constantly ranked as being one of the safest and most fun cities to live in, according to reliable sources. Similarly, education is believed to be one of the best educations that international students can seek and pursue due to its premium educational system.
I work as the director of the Kuwait Culture Office in Australia for the last 4 years. It was a really very nice experience. We have more than 1,200 Kuwaiti students with a scholarship from the government studying in Australia, all over around Australia and different universities. And we are encouraging more students to go there and study because the educational environment and the high educational institutions in Australia are with very good quality. We are not facing any problem with our students studying there. We are very happy about the cooperation with the authorities in Australia. Everything is easy for our student, very friendly and welcoming country, and we really wishing to see more Kuwaiti students going there.
Higher education in Australia offers students a multitude of benefits. For example, students acquire a broader understanding and perspective of the world, granting them with potentials that will help to develop and further their careers to the highest of levels.
My personal experience of Australia, I haven't studied abroad before. It's a very peaceful place. The people there are very friendly, and the universities are very high quality universities. Uh, uh, the education system in Australia is very good for us, an Arabic student or Kuwaiti student especially, and after that it leads to perfect opportunities because of the quality of the universities in Australia. It's very high quality.
Well, I'm very pleased we have this function this evening. This is the first time we've done an alumni function like this. We should have done one a long time ago. But there are so many Kuwaitis who've been to university in Australia that we thought we should bring some of them together and have a reunion and have a very casual, relaxed time. I think those of them who went to university in Australia know we're a pretty casual, relaxed people. So I think it'll be a very pleasant evening. And I'm very committed to education, because education leads to business, leads to tourism, it leads to all sorts of linkages between countries, and I'm delighted to be able to host this function this evening. Well, there are some reasons why we recommend education in Australia. One is that the universities are pretty much of a very similar level, a similar high standard level. Kids who go to university in Australia will get excellent degrees that they can use anywhere in the world. And also, the universities are very accustomed to having large numbers of foreign students for a very long time. We have hundreds of thousands of foreign students in Australia and have had for many years. So the universities are very user-friendly for foreign students.
A number of Kuwaiti students, in fact, explained that their experience in Australia, while out of their comfort zone, taught and gave them the skills and knowledge that they will be able to use and apply during their entire life, on both an educational and personal level. Australia is a beautiful, vibrant continent with countless wonderful opportunities, and for students seeking quality education accompanied with a safe, vibrant and exciting living environment, Australia is the place to be. From the residency of the Australian ambassador, I'm Genra Jaburi reporting to you for the English News.
And finally, moving to the local financial news, where the 3 main indices of Kuwait Stock Exchange were red again by the end of today's trading session, with the price index dropping by 26 points to reach 7,025 points. The KSX 15 index also lost 6 points and settled at the level of 1,132 points. The share of the Pearl of Kuwait Real Estate Company was the top gainer of the day, while that of Al Grain Holding Company suffered the biggest loss. For a chance to see our reports again, please visit our YouTube channel at MOI Kuwait News. Well, with that, we conclude our news bulletin. Thank you for joining us. Have a pleasant time. I'm Maham Pawa. Before we go, we remind you once again of our main top stories. Have a pleasant time and good night. His Highness the Emir leaves Kuwait for the Moroccan Kingdom on a private visit. The National Assembly holds a complementary session to continue discussing vital issues. His Highness the Prime Minister and his Albanian counterpart signed a number of cooperation agreements and memoranda of understanding. And Israeli security forces destroyed the East Jerusalem home of a Palestinian who carried out a suicide attack in October.